All right, Matt. Late notice addition to our card on May 30th, headlined by Woodley and Burns. And this one, we don't even have odds for it. And you will, in time. But this fight was just added in the last couple of hours. Just before we're filming this, we put the graphic up. Over on Twitter, I put out a tweet with Tom Hanks on Castaway pointing to the fire because this fight is fire. And though it's a late notice edition, this is one of the best fights on the card. And there's a little bit of a surprise on this one. You have Kevin Holland coming off of a big first round win over Anthony Hernandez last weekend. So it'll be 2 weeks between fights.
Wow.
But here's my big asterisk. That was at middleweight. He's going to drop down on 2 weeks' notice to welterweight to be taking on D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez. And Matt, it's a really fun fight. The knock on Kevin Holland before that fight against Anthony Hernandez was, yes, he's long, yes, he's rangy, and it typically took him a lot of time to find his range and get a finish. And a lot of people were critical on that and picked Hernandez to just be able to kind of snuff out the fire. But Kevin Holland went just absolutely ballistic in that fight and got a huge win.
Kevin Holland has two speeds, and this is my one problem with Kevin Holland. When he does put his foot down, he is a monster to deal with. The problem is he does have that sort of Oven St. Preux where he'll go really hard for 30 seconds, might not get the success he expected, and they'll just kind of sort of wait in that sort of a defensive rhythm after that.
You can't do that against Daniel Rodriguez.
No, exactly. But with the good news, Kevin Holland in his last fight, he won with a knockout in 30 seconds. So he's going to be fresh, he's going to be ready, basically coming off 2 training camps too. And he said going into his last fight, he showed up to weigh in, for weigh-ins, at 182 pounds. He didn't cut any weight. That's just what he was walking around at. Really thin now. And I think that's going to do it's going to work wonders for him, especially coming off the 2 training camps back-to-back. Confidence at an all-time high. Daniel Rodriguez, though, hits like a ton of bricks. This is going to be a really good fight, and I can't be more excited for it.
Daniel Rodriguez, before his UFC debut against Tim Means, again, knocks on Rodriguez. Older guy, some of his wins were against journeymen at best, guys with negative records. He had a big win on Contender Series, but was that enough? Not so much. So he fights outside of the promotion. Then he gets a shot in the UFC, and everybody's like, hey, whoa. He's fighting Tim Means. Now, with the element of hindsight being 2020, Matt went with Tim Means. I went with Daniel Rodriguez, and there's a couple of different reasons. One, an absolute stud of a brawler, but the fact that he can be a little bit technical with it. He trains with one of the best kickboxers of all time in and around the weight class in Stitch 'em Up Joe Schilling, the guy who smokes cigarettes and wins titles. And Matt, I have to say, Daniel Rodriguez in MMA has a really fan-friendly style. He's 33 years old in a stacked welterweight division, so I don't know what his ceiling is. It might not be the highest of everybody that's there. A great record so far in the career, and I think this is a huge opportunity against Kevin Holland.
I do. I see this fight going almost exactly like Walt Harris versus Alistair Overeem. Even though their styles aren't very similar, I can just see Daniel Rodriguez, I think, is going to get off to a really hot start. Because Kevin Holland, again, other than his last fight, it does kind of take him a second to get going. But once he does, he usually just kind of has success from that point on. So I think Rodriguez will get off to a great start. Might even drop Kevin Holland. If you watched UFC 227 when Kevin Holland fought Thiago Santos couldn't knock him out. And all of that fight was pretty much him in Kevin Holland's guard, just hitting him in the head. And if Thiago Santos can't knock you out, I don't think Daniel Rodriguez will be able to. I think Kevin Holland's going to win this in an absolute barn burner of a fight, though.
Remember the time that Kevin Holland cracked Brendan Allen, and then Brendan Allen rallied back to finish him? I think Daniel Rodriguez has the ability to do some of those things, and I'm really eager to see the odds. We'll follow up to this video with our episode of Fight Night Picks # kicks next weekend. I'm going with Daniel Rodriguez to win.
I'm going with Kevin Holland. I think he'll be able to do it.
Should be a really interesting one. This is one of the best fights on the card, so make sure you keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks for that episode of # kicks next Saturday before the May 30th card. Keep it locked in for the 2-minute picks for the prelims and the main card, and 5 minutes probably plus for Tyron Woodley and Gilbert Burns. Keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks, and as we always say, Matt, with the channel. Let's get into it.